I ended up overdosing 5 times in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And so that was like that did something to my soul.
Atomic Souls Podcast.
I remember I was at the clinic, I took my dose, and then I threw it up immediately after I took it.
Oh.
And I'm freaking out. I'm like, oh my God, please give me another one. They're like, no, it's still got in your system. I'm like, not enough. Not enough. That's 180 milligrams. There's no way I got 180 in my system.
I knew people that would get it take home, like they trusted them enough that they, but it sounds like they wouldn't trust you to take it home.
It did start getting to a process where they did they did trust me a little bit, and then I started getting like weekly and bi-weekly.
Okay.
And then COVID happened, and then they kind of let everyone get take homes. So I had like a whole month's supply.
Wow. Yeah.
And then when COVID happened, I said, screw the methadone.
Yeah.
I'm going back to get my real love.
Yeah.
Because as you can see, the world is about to come to an end.
We're dying.
Exactly. I said, fuck this. The world's coming to an end.
We're all going to die. I'm going to die high.
I feel good about it.
And I just watched, I just lost my job. I just watched my music career that I was working so hard to rebuild come to a complete halt.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this is too much for me. Again, I don't do well with fear. I don't do well with uncertainty.
Yeah.
And if, the images that were getting pumped at that time of like, yeah, this is too much for me. I need to escape from this right now. So I started selling all my methadone and got back on my drug of choice. And that's when things really started to go like downhill. I mean, obviously there was been plenty of downhills prior to that with like homelessness and incarcerations and stuff like that. But
is that when, because I think you've done fentanyl, right?
Yeah.
Was that when you started using fentanyl more? Was post-COVID or? Yeah,
well, after COVID. So around like April 2022 is when I started like really doing that. Just because like my dealer said, no more heroin, but I do got this. And I was like, okay, And so I started doing that. And then I did that for a period of time. And then from 2021 to 2022, I was in like 15 different sober livings.
Wow.
In that year period. Or, low budget motels, you know.
You were like a secret shopper for...
I was. Dude.
The sunlight in.
I've seen every type of sober living you could imagine. I've seen every type of house manager.
Well versed.
Yeah.
Are any of those still operating?
I think all of them but one.
Really?
Good.
Yeah. And some of them were good.
Yeah.
Some of them were really good. And some of them were flop houses. And, so, and most of them were all in North Austin in one particular area. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then, so I got tired of, getting kicked out. And so I'm like, it's like October, end of October of 2022. And, I stopped, I took like a week break. And for those that know my story, I've shared this quite a bit. I'm not going to do the whole recap, but like, I ended up overdosing 5 times in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And so that was like that did something to my soul. And so after like the 5th overdose, because like I'm very hard-headed, like, and I think that I can always cheat the system or cheat the game or find a loophole to make this work.
Yeah.
So clearly, like, most people would be like, "Oh, you overdosed. Let's stop there."
Right.
I was like, "No, we're gonna figure out how to do this."
Yeah. Keep trying.
Yeah. And kept trying, led me to kept dying. And when it was after the 5th one that I got to really, like I said, it did something to my soul.
Yeah.
I don't know why I just had an awakening. And I got to like really, like when I was sitting in the hospital, they were getting infection out of my lungs because I had threw up in my lungs on the last one. I just had this real awakening of just like how precious time is.
Yeah.
How precious time is and like life is, and like thinking about like just all the things I had done and things that didn't happen and things I blew up and ruined, and just everything that happened the last 13 years. It just like smacked me in the face, and it's like, yeah, this is how you want to die?
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, that's not going to be me. And so, and then I ended up withdrawing in a motel for 5 days. Another spiritual awakening I had there, and made it through that and got into another sober living, and changed my life. So why I try to live and embody the principles I do today, because that was very symbolic. I didn't want to die like that.
Yeah.
I didn't want to die being that type of person. And so I always say, like, in that moment, the old me died so the new me could get to live.
Yeah.
And I knew that, like, I was given multiple chances, and, like, I was going to take advantage of that and not let that be in vain. And I wanted to be the person that God would have me be. Yeah. My mom raised me to be, and the person that I would like to be.
Right.
And that's a loving, respectful, honorable, loyal, loving man. Like, I was so afraid to be that type of man because, like, I'm like very sensitive also, and like, but no, I got to be hard, and I got to be, and then the lifestyle I lived didn't coincide with like being sensitive and loving and tolerant. So it's like it was this constant affliction of my internal condition was just like who I was. And I just, no, that's me. And it's okay. And matter of fact, the world needs that. Yeah. The world needs more of that. Yeah. And how can I best represent that and show up as that? So that's how I had to take it to the bitter end and almost die.
Near-death experience. I hear that often that like people who've had near-death experience have like similar like gratitude for life. Yeah. For me, it was like when I had my daughter, it was like, oh, like things got into perspective similarly. I'm like, what does this really mean? Like, who am I? And like, who am I allowing in my life? And and so it's
the addition of life or the subtraction of life. Two very that make life really real. Like,
and like those are things that like, God, the universe controls. Like we don't have control over those things for the most part of like creating life and ending life. And so it's cool to hear that instead of just giving up, you were like, nope, like this is actually like an awakening for me. And I'm going to use this to be who I know the world needs and that I need to be.
Yeah. And, I just put in a real perspective. Like, it's pretty cliche. We all have heard these things like, you got one shot. Yeah. You got one shot at this life. Yeah. And what are you going to do with it? Yeah.
It like doesn't sit in your brain. And I think that's partly like developmental thing because in our teens, like we think the world is all about us and that we're invincible and all of that. And then like 20s and 30s, we start to realize, oh, we are mortal beings. And we start having experiences of people dying or new life coming about or like near-death experiences. And so the reality starts hitting us that, oh, I'm not invincible. Like
I saw a quote this morning that I really liked. I think it was from a movie, but the guy said, we have a finite amount of time on this earth, so you can either be viciously mediocre or you can get the fuck after it.
I think our culture, American culture, really does not value the preciousness of life and the like one gift that it is. Because I didn't really until I went overseas and I saw like true like poverty and like third world country. And I was like, oh shit, like I came back, I was like, give everything up, sell everything I owned and like help everyone, which wouldn't have helped anyone. But I think more kids and more people need to be exposed to like how people live, like either homeless people live or like third world countries, because I think we're so like safeguarded from the reality of life and the preciousness of it.
For real. And I think it's ingrained in our culture too, in society of like, we've kind of been since our birth, all of us, although it's maybe kind of looked differently in these last few generations, but like we've kind of been presented a manufactured image of what success and happiness looks like.